What's up guys, Yakshu here. Today we're gonna be playing F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. Fair warning, first episode I have AI set a little bit too low than I should, so without spoiling much, it was kinda easy. So for episode 2 I will increase the AI quite a bit. I could keep them lower for the practice, if I'm even gonna do a normal practice and not just a quick practice. But you don't have to worry about that. I'm not gonna show you the practice sessions as it's just gonna extend the video. I'm just gonna show you the final results, what discounts I have, and how much R&D points I'm getting. Also, I'm running with no assists, only the race line on the corners, and I'm hoping to get rid of that line later on. It just doesn't feel right. But as I'm not playing F1 2021 like every day for a whole day, it certainly helps to brake properly, especially that I don't have ABS on. So it's gonna be a little bit easier for me. I'm playing on G29, it's set to 360 degrees and default settings in the game. So first, as you already see, we are creating a character. I've sped up the footage of creating the character so you don't have to sit and watch me pick the colors just to match them like I want them for like 20 minutes. I have a basic idea of what colors I'm gonna use. So it's black, light blue, gold, and white accents. But I think that I'm just gonna change the black for the white, and it's just gonna be white, blue, and gold. But it can change. I'm not certain if it's gonna look good on cutscenes and in-game. If I feel like it's bad, I'm just gonna change it. Maybe I'm gonna show you later on. So for
Okay,
the team
boss.
name, I
First,
wanted to go
enter a team
Rage
name.
Reno Racing, but I've already checked it and you cannot put Reno in your name of the team. No
Now,
idea
standard
why, but
prices on
there's that.
sponsors
So I
look for
have
a
to
larger signing
replace
bonus.
Reno with something.
Some offer more
And I
visibility.
chose to
The
be
better you
Royal
perform,
as I
the
keep
max
the
chassis
R,
won't be
so
good.
it's three
Obviously,
R's in the
racing is
name.
not much of a
And
thing for
as I'm
drivers
already talking
interested in
about
joining our
Renault,
team.
I'm gonna go
Look at
with
their
their
stats and pictures when
engine.
you think they
As
get us
for
good
me, it
results.
sounds the
As long
best.
as we can
For
afford
our
it.
sponsor,
We
we've
renew
got three good
contracts
options.
periodically.
Echo
We
gives
have
us
plenty of
very easy
budget and
goal,
we can
score
afford
2
this
point
car. Extra
finishes.
delivery will be running this
XXY
week.
gives us
We
a
can
little
add more
bit more
sponsors to the car
cash,
as we sign them
and
throughout the
finish
year.
8th in
And don't worry,
constructor.
we
It's
can edit our
easy.
luck at any time from HQ.
Money Paris most starting cash, but the other ones are shit. And we're gonna go with XXY. Our teammate, I want someone with good experience as focus, as this will improve our resource gain. And we are not expecting them to score any points, honestly. So there was a Sean Gillel and Luis de Letras. They both were costing us same money, and Lewis was a little bit better. Later on, I might do some one-off special liveries for some special races, but maybe I will unlock some later. Like the one I'm gonna be using was, I believe, weekly. I had some points for leveling up, so I unlocked it because for me it looks cool. And yeah, that's gonna be everything about creating the character and livery. Emblem, really easy. Probably gonna change it a little bit. I'm not sure about the black. We'll see about it. So, without further ado, let's jump into our initial interview with Will Buxton.
Right. That's everything.
Hello, folks, and welcome to this, a very special edition of Paddock Pass. As you can see, there's no pit lane behind me, and as you can hear, no roar of engines, and that's because they've set me free from the F1 paddock to escape here to the countryside and to the headquarters of Formula One's newest team. Now, it's not every day we get to pull back the curtain and look behind the scenes at an F1 team. Rarer still that we get to talk not only to the team owner, but also the team's lead driver. But what makes this place extra special is that the owner and lead driver are one and the same person. Now, it's been an interesting 12 months, and we all know a number of the regulation changes which were due to come into effect this year have been delayed until next. Some, though, are still seeing the light of day, amongst them the all-important budget cap, which gives some of the smaller teams a little further down the order, potentially, the opportunity to compete with the bigger teams. Good for them, but great for us as viewers. But what does our new team owner think about these new rules? Do they see them as a challenge, a hurdle that needs to be overcome? Perhaps they see them as an opportunity to disrupt the status quo, a chance to come out swinging and to carve their name into Formula One history. Well, I had the opportunity to ask them these very questions just earlier today, and here's what they had to say. Well, first of all, thanks so much for inviting us here today. It's been wonderful to see behind the scenes. As you might expect, I've got about 1 million questions, so let's jump straight in. It's been a long time since we last saw a team owner take their own car onto the track, and the sport's changed enormously in the intervening years. How are you going to handle the responsibilities of both managing and driving for a Formula One team?
I won't lie, it's been a lot of work, and there's even more to come. But I
Let's talk
wouldn't have
about your
taken the
teammates.
test
Now, it's clear they're
if
excited
I
to have
didn't
signed with
believe
you,
myself
but
and my
tell me,
team. Yeah,
what is it
sounds
that you
about
think they'll bring to the
right.
team?
It was finding the right fit for our team. They understand that we are new and
So you've
appreciate the
obviously been putting a
opportunity we are
lot of work into the
providing.
car. I know it's early days, but how do you expect it to feel out there?
Uh, I think the balance right now isn't as effective as I would hope so, without the proper weight reduction at least. So we've got a choice between rear or front downforce.
Most of
I'm
the other
gonna
teams
take the
can
rear
boast years of
downforce.
experience in Formula One. Where do you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains you need to put you within reach of the other cars?
A fresh pair of eyes. Yeah, that's drag reduction. Yeah, we'll go for it.
Ultimately, your success this season is going to come down to whether you can take positions from the other drivers. What is it about your car that's going to give you that edge in those battles?
And we've got some
And finally,
weight
with so
reduction.
many
Yep.
specialist departments working together here at your headquarters, and with such an important deadline coming up, who's getting that coveted Teacher's Gold Star? Which group do you feel the most proud of right now?
And we're gonna go for aero department as we will need a lot
Well,
of
thank you
work
so
in
much
that.
for your time. It's been wonderful to get an insight from you and, of course, to see around the headquarters. Thank you for today. Really appreciate it. And thank you all at home for watching as well. We'll see you very soon.
Yeah, so most of the job is gonna be in aero and chassis. And for our initial activities, we're gonna go for precision adverts and for some driver training. Some acclaim boost in the beginning and so increased stats for our second driver. Mainly, I care about experience and focus. And we're gonna upgrade chassis department because we are gonna need spec 1 for further upgrades and our front downforce to balance out the car. I was thinking about second upgrade for the front aero, but I don't have
Our
enough
department has some good
R&D.
news to share.
But
They've
we are
just finished
gonna
working
get
on a
some
facility
more
upgrade.
from
The details
our
are available in your inbox.
precision adverts, I think. And we're gonna get more R&D for our weekly. Looking how we stand with upgrades, we aren't like at the end of the field, but our engine power really needs working on. But we also got some weight reduction and drag reduction, so maybe our frontline speed isn't gonna be hindered that much. We'll see. And here comes our weekly.
We had a
And
major
of
issue on production
course,
line earlier this week.
our upgrade
So the entire
failed.
development package for this
First
weekend has failed.
upgrade, it failed.
Any redevelopments will
It's
need to be
gonna
ordered
be
from the R&D squad.
amazing season. So instead of buying a second upgrade, although we probably can, yeah, we've got enough R&D. Well, I'm gonna go for practice session. We've got a lot of points. We've done every single practice program that gives us a lot of R&D points and discounts. Maybe, no, I don't think we got any discounts for front downforce. But that's okay. We've got enough R&D points to purchase it. And that ignition system is getting a lot of discounts. Yeah, it's already extremely cheap. Maybe we can get it for free. And it looks like we are getting to acclaim level 2. On acclaim level 5 we are getting a secondary sponsor. So that's gonna be great. So I think I'm just gonna grab that front arrow. And maybe maybe some power or weight reduction. And we've got 1000 points, so weight reduction, and it's a major one, I think. Let's see. Yeah, that's a major one. We're gonna grab it. It's gonna be with us for the next GP, so that's great. So in a quali 1, I finished my lap. I was 8, so a little bit high, especially seeing that our teammate is in 20th. So yeah, I'll have to tweak the AI quite a bit. So for our Q2, I went with medium tires because I thought that I did so good in Q1, maybe I can sneak into the Q3 on the mediums, and that will allow us to start on mediums. I'm actually done 2 laps and managed to improve about 5 tenths. I improved like 2 tenths or 3 tenths on just last corner, so yeah. But I saw that it wasn't enough, so I jumped onto softs, and I'm gonna wait till the end of the session for extra grip. Not that I need it. I probably could like go straight out, and I think I'm just gonna straight up go quali 3. But because I'm waiting till the very end, I have to do a normal lap, not a flying out, because it can take a little bit more time. And I think I'm just gonna barely make it. Yeah, I've got minute 40, lap takes minute 30. And I've got 14 seconds to spare starting our lap. And let's see. We get it slowed down for the turn 1. Nice rotation into the turn 2 and 3. Very early on power, onto the straight with DRS. And there we go. Downshift to third. Some gas halfway through. Small tap on the brakes. And another braking zone. Almost lost it. The back end was sliding a little bit there. And can we do it without sliding? Yeah. We are already a second up on time, so yeah. Down to fourth. A little bit wide, but still good. And we caught up to Tsunoda, a little lift. Leclerc is going, yeah, he's out of our way. We still
2 minutes
lost a
remaining in
little
the
bit
session.
time
We need a good lap here, or we're
because
out
of
of
Tsunoda
qualifying.
Leclerc, but we are still up a lot. Very good last turn, early on the power, and we are 1.5 seconds up on our time. And that's definitely enough to get us into Q3. And let's see, yeah, we finish in 5th place. Q3, I'm just gonna go straight out. I see that temperature is gonna drop 1 degree. I mean, the longer we wait, the more it's gonna drop. So that might result in worse grip. So I'm just gonna go out straight out. And at the end of our lap, it's a decent lap. It wasn't the best. We managed to get 3rd place, but by the time we get to the box,
Okay, we can take you this lap.
we already lost 1 position. And yeah, we are 4th. We didn't set any purple sectors, but we weren't that far off in all of them. And by the end of
And
the
with
Q3,
qualifying
we
complete,
are
let's
6th.
review our top three today.
So we're
Bottas,
gonna be
Hamilton,
starting
and
from
Sergio
6th place.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
It's been a great qualifying session for you. Are you going to carry that momentum into the race?
The cars feel fantastic on this track. We'll be able to carry this throughout to
It
the
looks like you've
race.
really been focusing on research and development this season.
The aero department has been working flat out. I'm
Well, that's
really
everything.
impressed with those guys. Yeah, we've got a lot of downforce queued. We've got a 2nd upgrade. No, both upgrades. The first one failed. So we've got 2 upgrades on the front downforce
All right,
coming for
I
the
think we can call
next
that a
race.
successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Damn straight, that's a successful quali. We are in 6th place.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice. And they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Verstappen, Lando Norris, Jackson, Ricciardo, Sainz, Leclerc, and Sebastian Vettel, Stroll, Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, and Ocon, Gasly, Raikkonen, Mick Schumacher, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Russell, Delatraz, Latifi, and Nikita Mazepin. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
So we are starting in 6th place.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Our teammate is starting in 20th. We're gonna start on softs as we qualified on them. But I don't think that strategy is what I want. 2 softs and then mediums. I think I'm just gonna go for soft, medium, soft. that will give us an opportunity to go for the fastest lap of the race at the end of the race. So yeah, I think that's gonna be better, and I'm gonna take down some fuel. We've got 29 lap race. I'm gonna give us a little bit of a margin, and there we go. And that's a great start for us and a bad start for Verstappen. We go to the inside, a bit of a dive. Verstappen turns into us. We go out. We are nearly spun it. I think we've hit Norris on the exit. Yeah, we did. But I think if he wasn't there, we would have spun out. Let's see that start again from a different angle. I think I've added a little bit too much gas on the curb, so that's why I nearly spun. And yeah, Verstappen did turn into us, but he was being squeezed by Norris, and yeah, that kick of oversteer pushed us into the Norris. Yeah, we were really lucky that he was there, because we would have easily spun out. So let's see if we can close up to Hamilton. It's really weird racing him, and we close up a little bit too much. We gave him a hurry up tap. That slowed us down a little bit, but let's try to catch him again. Yeah, that tap slowed us down a little bit too much, but I think we can catch him up after this straight, maybe even in the last corner. Let's try some ERS. And now we are a little bit too far, but maybe we can catch him onto the main straight. Yeah, we're definitely gonna catch him. And there we go, closing up on Hamilton. We go to the inside and we're gonna pass him on the braking into the turn 1. No contact, clean overtake. And he didn't even put a lot of a fight. Onto the lap 3. Onto the last corner. We are approaching Perez, who is in second place. We have Bottas in first. We had a little bit of a look into the last corner, but we were a little bit too far, so we didn't try it. Back onto the main straight and into the first corner. We can do it. And no, we are a little bit too slow. Maybe onto the next corner we can catch him and try to overtake him. We do catch him, but we are a little bit too far. But later on we catch him up again. And we have to lift off just not to run into him. That costs us a little bit of a time. We're not gonna catch him into the last corner, but we should be able to catch him onto the main straight. And onto the main straight, we easily pass him, and we still have enough time to get onto the racing line and take turn 1 properly. Maybe he's gonna be fighting Hamilton a little bit. And let's try to chase Bottas, who is quite a bit in front of us. He's got 2 seconds lead on us. But we are closing in, hopefully. And Perez is sitting on our ass. I mean, if we make a mistake, he's gonna be there to overtake us. Yeah,
We're approaching the pit window.
I
You'll be on the
think we've
mediums.
got
Gap to teammate behind
our
is
pit window in 2
22.7
laps.
seconds.
Perez takes a sneak peek into the turn 1, but he was a little bit too far to do it. But onto the straight. He's trying to take a dive inside. We squeeze him. He's still there, and no, he backed off. Yeah, smart decision. But because of that, he fell back into the Hamilton. Maybe they're gonna keep fighting. And on to the last corner, to the lap 8. Bottas is staying out. Hamilton is going in. Perez
In
is
this lap,
staying
in
out.
this lap, push now.
Jeff wants me to pit on the next lap, but the tire were, I mean, it is bad, but it's not as bad as I thought it's gonna be. Both Bottas and Perez went for their pit stop. I stay out for 1 lap longer. Maybe I can overcut Bottas and get in front of him thanks to a pit stop, but we will see. And where do we come out? We are behind Bottas, so our plan didn't work. Are we in front of Perez? We are right beside the Perez. So into the turn 1, we are next to him. Into turn 2, side to side, but we managed to pass him as we have a better line. But on the straight, DRS, and he makes a pass. We'll have to wait a little bit, nearly to the end of the lap, to make a pass on him. We're gonna catch him before the last corner, but I don't think we can stick it through the corner. Now he's still in front of us, but onto the straight we get a better exit, we've got DRS, and we're gonna just fly past him. Clean overtake, a lot of time to the first corner. That was easy. And we already start to pull away from him. Our 1 lap fresher tires, I don't think they make such a big difference, but maybe that's enough to give us a little bit of advantage. And we set a purple sector 1. Let's see if we can do the same for sector 2. Normally sector 2 isn't good for me, but we do get car slowed down really nicely for the hairpin. And let's see if it's a purple sector 2. And it is
Okay, the gap
purple.
behind is 1.5 seconds.
And we've already pulled away from Perez. That's great. With 2 purple sectors, that's definitely gonna be the best lap. And we are closing up to Bottas. And we unfortunately aren't close enough to benefit from the
We're leading
DRS.
our teammate by 20.
But onto the next straight we should have the DRS. And we close up to him. And maybe we can overtake him into the hairpin if we don't make a mistake. We have to take a little bit of a wider line to keep the momentum. We lost our backend on the exit on the curb. And Perez is there. But I don't think he's close enough. We both had the DRS open. We were just ahead of him, so we take the racing line. And we managed to close up to Bottas again. We should be able to overtake him into the last corner. And there's Alonso in front of him. He's still yet to pit, so he's like a mobile chicane for Bottas, but we managed to pass Bottas. And there was a little bit of a lockup. I think it was Bottas who locked up. And into the main straight we go. We are closing up on Alonso. He's going defensive on the inside. We take the wide line on the outside. We are side by side onto the turn 2 and 3. And we managed to pass him. That was some nice racing. And now we've got Gasly and Stroll ahead of us. They still have to pit from their mediums, so we're actually in the first place for the race. But if we don't pass Gasly quickly, and we nearly spin it, we have to be more careful. Alonso is far back, but if we spin out, we're gonna lose a lot of positions. And we are closing up on Gasly. He's on a very old medium, so he's not gonna have enough grip. And we have to lift just not to run into him. But on the exit again, we are a little bit too happy to overtake people. We lose our backhand a lot. Onto the last corner. Yeah, he doesn't have enough grip to take the tight line. And he's going for his pit stop. So we are in the first place. And 8 laps later, we are approaching our last pit stop. Nothing really happened throughout those 8 laps. We are still in first place. We've got a nice gap to the cars behind us. And we are jumping onto the soft tires where everyone else is gonna be jumping onto the mediums, I think? No, I think Bottas was on mediums. I think Bottas was doing the same thing as I did, jumping onto the softs for the last part of the race. But because we extended our first stint, we managed to extend our second stint, and we've got fresh softs very late. And no, there's Hamilton in the second place. I think he still needs to pit for his softs.
3.2 seconds.
Or maybe not. Hamilton is in second place, Perez in third, Bottas in fourth. They weren't as far as I hoped they will be, but now we have first soft tires. We can just let it fly. And let's see if we can get... And we've got a purple first sector. We should be able to get the fastest lap of the race, because there's a lot of rubber on the racetrack, and we've got fresh tires. It should be easy to do it. And let's see if it's gonna be a second fastest sector. Yes, it is. And now just don't fuck up the last corner. And we've got fastest lap in the bag. And let's see, onto the straight. And it is fastest lap of the race. And honestly, until the very end of the race, nothing happened. Hamilton was in second, Perez was in third, Bottas was in fourth, and nothing changed.
Fantastic drive, just fantastic. You deserved that race win.
And so we come up in first for our first win, and probably the only win
That's it.
in this season.
Spectacular Grand
We
Prix here in
definitely need
Bahrain.
to up the
real
AI
champion
a
today
lot.
to take the win.
So
Anthony Davidson,
if you've
how do you
liked
think
and
they were
enjoyed,
able to set
please
themselves apart
leave a
today?
like and consider subscribing for more content like this. And I hope I can get part 2 for the next week, but editing takes a lot of time, and
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after being
I mean,
sucked
I
into
still
that
have
race.
to
I'm
work,
sure
so
it's nothing compared to our
uh,
drivers here.
hopefully I
They've
can
worked
make
hard
it.
to make it up there, and it's great to see them
And
make their
so,
way out onto the
see you
podium.
next week. Have a nice week. Bye.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Jackson takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship.